In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step on how to create a Facebook ad for your business, and we're going to use one of my existing clients. Let's go. Hey everybody, this is Antoine Dupont and welcome to another video. If you're new here and you're looking for ways to grow your business, then this channel is for you. Of course, if you get any value out of that video, I would appreciate a thumbs up and please subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a thing. All right, so let's get right into it. But before we start, I need to make 3 assumptions. The first assumption is that you do have a Facebook page because we can only put ads on a Facebook page. So in case you don't have a Facebook page and only have your personal profile, there is a link in the description for you to learn how to create a Facebook page. It should take you about 5 to 10 minutes to do that. The second assumption is that you have the Facebook Ads Manager. We don't want to boost a post here. This is a little bit more advanced. I mean, it's still for beginners, but we're going to use the Facebook Ads Manager. If you don't have the Facebook Ads Manager, again, there's a link in the description. Just click on it, and it's going to take you, again, another 5 to 10 minutes to get that set up, and then you'll be able to follow this tutorial. And the third assumption is that you have Facebook Pixel installed on your website. Let me explain. The little Facebook pixel is a line of code that is inserted in the HTML of your website so we can track people visiting your website, and then later on they're on Facebook, and then we can display an ad to people that are now on Facebook but that went on your website. This is extremely valuable for all business owners. So again, there is a link in the description. If you don't know how to do it, add your webmaster and make sure your Facebook pixel is installed. All right, so let's get right into it. Once you get in the Facebook Ads Manager, it's going to look something like this. You basically are going to click on your account and it will open up this interface here. When you first land on this interface, it's a little bit overwhelming, right? Because you're like, oh my God. Of course, you can see here that there's a list of a whole bunch of campaigns that have started in the past, so yours will be completely blank. But what's important here is that basically are 4 tabs. Accounts overview, campaigns, ad sets, and ads. You don't have to worry about all these tabs and where to go, because the way the Facebook Ads Manager is, it is going to walk you through step by step. And it starts at the campaigns level. Don't worry about the account overview. It's basically, that's all it is. It's an overview. Everything is going to happen between campaigns, ad sets, and ads. So where you start is at campaigns right there, and then you basically have to click on the green button that says create. You click on this and we're getting things started. The first thing that Facebook wants to know is, what is your objective? And the way Facebook breaks it down for you is there are 3 kinds of objective that you could have for a campaign. There is the awareness, which is basically brand awareness and reach. There is consideration, and there is conversion. So let me break it down for you on what do they mean. Awareness, it's really for, I would say, larger companies that have much larger budget than the average business owner. So for most business owner, I'm going to advise you to skip on that. And the same thing with conversion. Now, conversion is more e-commerce related. So for example, if you're selling that water cup right there, you could use the conversion ads to actually basically create conversions and people buying the product then and there on Facebook. But where we're going to be spending our time and where this tutorial is going to be is for basically a business owner that want to generate traffic or more video views or lead generation for their business. Now, if you put your mouse over each of those buttons, you can see that there's a little eye right there. And if you put your mouse over the eye, it's going to tell you exactly what this is about. So if you're not sure, like catalog sales, and you want to know like what this is about, you just put your mouse over the eye and it will tell you exactly what this is for. For the vast majority of business owners, especially if they're getting started, what I strongly recommend for you to do when you start is to start with traffic. I want traffic from Facebook, for people that are on Facebook, to my website. Why do I want to do that? Because this is where usually the transaction or the conversion happens. This is where people request a quote, set up an appointment, call your business, do a download. So all these transactions are going to happen on your website and not in Facebook. So the purpose of this ad is to make people aware of your business and take them to the website where they can basically hire your services. So for the purposes of this tutorial today, we're going to use Robin Grain. Robin is a divorce counseling or divorce coaching. We're going to create an ad to drive traffic to that website so people can book her for her services or give her a call and get more information. All right, so now we're back in the ads manager, and what I want to do here is I want to generate traffic to that website. I could choose engagement, but this is not what I want to do. I'm not interested in really just pure engagement. App install, I don't have an app install. Video views is basically generating more views for your videos, which is not what I want here. I want people to go to the website. You have lead generation, but lead generation is more about having people giving you their email in exchange for downloading something. So this is not what we're doing here. And there's messages, which is basically taking people to the Messenger app. So traffic is where it's at for that specific campaign. So I'm going to click on this, and the second I click on traffic, it is going to open up a couple more options right below. Create a split test, which is running campaign A versus campaign B, which is a fairly advanced, and it requires a much bigger budget. And there's the campaign budget optimization, which again is great if you want to have your entire campaign being limited to a specific budget, but you can do that at the ad level. So remember, you have a campaign, and inside of a campaign you could have 4 or 5 different ads. Each ad can actually be set to a specific budget, which is what I want to do. So I'm not going to touch either of those, and I recommend you do the same and simply click on continue. Now, as you can see on the left-hand side here, it's following. So this is the first tab, the campaign tab, then the ad set tab, and then the ads. You see it's actually taking you through the process. So you don't have to remember to go from one tab to the next and so forth and so on. It's going to walk you through the entire process. So this is the ad set. So we're going to set up a name for this ad set, and we're going to call it divorce. Right, so you just basically give a name to your campaign, in this case, divorce counseling, and it has already selected the website in terms of traffic. You have 2 options right below that, which is dynamic creative and offer. I'm going to skip on both of these. Again, they're a little bit more advanced. You don't need that right now. Dynamic creative is having multiple pictures, and then Facebook is going to use one picture versus another one. But in order for that to work effectively, you need a minimum of 500 impressions per pictures in order to have the data. So it's a little bit more advanced, a little bit bigger budget than what I want to do here for the first tutorial. So just skip on dynamic creative and offer. Now we're getting into the nuts and bolts of it, and this starts to be fun. It's basically creating an audience. So if you already created an audience, that your audience is going to be here, all you have to do is click on this box, and it will show you all the audiences that you've created in the past. But because you're just starting out, you don't have one yet. So we're going to skip that part. You don't have to click on create new. We just simply are going to add the location, the age, the gender, and all the things, and then we'll save and we'll name that custom audience. So the first thing is obviously to take away United States. It's way too broad for the vast majority of us, and it will require a massive types of budget. There's several things that you can do as a business owner. The first thing is if you have a physical location, right? So what I mean by that is that people actually go to your business in order to have a transaction with you, and that your audience is within a certain number of miles from your business. It could be 1 mile from your business, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 miles, but you can set this up. So the way you do it is you look at the map here, and you can zoom in on your specific location where you are, and then I'm going to show you how to drop a pin. So let me get right to a street corner so you see exactly what I mean. So I zoomed into an intersection, which is the intersection of 441 and Southern Boulevard, which is a huge intersection, and there's tons of businesses. So let's just take, for example, that your business is at that intersection, and you know that you are right there at that corner. I'm going to click on drop pin, and then I'm going to put that pin exactly where your business would be, and I'm going to drop it. I just click on it, and now it just dropped that pin, so it says your business is exactly here, and by default, Facebook is going to give you a 10-mile radius around that business. If that radius is way too big for you because, for example, you're a local coffee shop, and you know that the most that people would drive is maybe 2, 3, maybe up to 5 miles, you can click on that drop down here and reduce this. Just drag. You could actually increase it to 50 miles if you want, but you can reduce it, for example, to 5 miles. So there you have it. So I've actually adjusted this to 5 miles, and you can zoom in, and it's going to show you exactly with the blue circle how far your reach is going to go. And you can actually check it out. You can see, oh, I wanted to include the airport here, so 5 miles is not long, it's not wide enough, so maybe you can increase that to 7 miles or 8 miles, for example, and it will include the airport now. There you go, right? The airport has been included. So you can adjust this according to what makes sense for you. Now, the second way to have your location is by including a zip code. So I'm going to put 33411, which is the same zip code as that intersection. And now it's including that entire zip code. So it's completely different in terms of it's not a radius, but it's very specific to the boundaries of that zip code. Again, you can zoom in, you can look at what is included, what's not included in that zip code, and you can add another zip code. Here, I could add another one. I could add 33401. And that gives me another zip code. So now I have 33401 and 33411. I have those two zip code that I'm going to be able to target with this ad. And you can add as many zip code as you want. You can do, you can make this as big or as small as you want. Now, another one is to actually add, the entire state of Florida, right? So this is the state, and there you go. And I've selected the entire state of Florida. You can do the same at the city level. So you can include West Palm Beach, Orlando, and Jacksonville, or the entire state. And then I can add another state. If I say I want Florida and I want Georgia, there you have it. Actually, it's a state, not the country. And there you go. Now this ad is going to target Florida and Georgia. It's just as simple as that. That's one of the huge benefits of Facebook, is you can pinpoint precisely the geographical area of your ad. And that's just really awesome. So for the purposes of this test, I am going to select West Palm Beach, Florida, and by default, Facebook is going to adjust it to 25-mile radius around that town. Again, the same thing. You can adjust that. If you think that 25 miles is too much, you can say, no, I just want my town, and then 10-mile radius is going to be sufficient, right? So then you can see like it shortened the radius dramatically, right? But what's really interesting here is you can see like it went down to 700,000 people. So now that's what's included within that geographical area, including everybody in that region. Now, once you've selected the geographical area, it's time to pick the age group of your people. If you have a sense of who is your ideal target market in terms of age, that's awesome. If you don't, what I would suggest is take a guess, right? Because you can run multiple ads and test a particular age group versus a different one, because the ads on Facebook can be limited to a very small amount, so you don't have to spend a fortune to find that out. So let's just pick for the divorce counseling, we're going to pick 30 to 45 years old, right? And again, I'm basing this on nothing but gut feeling, right? I'm just going to say, okay, let's just test this group, because we could run an ad running it against 40 to 55 and see if that works better. We just got to try it, or just have one from 30 to 55, like include everybody. But personally, I would say try smaller chunks of people and see what works best. Now, all of a sudden, my reach went down to 230,000 people, right? When I went from 30 to 45, I went from 700,000 to 230. But the next one is men or women. I'm going to target this ad specifically for women. So I'm going to click on women. And then it went down to 120,000 people. Now, obviously, it went from 7. I mean, it's just going down. And as we're refining this, you're going to see that it actually is less and less people. And this is really what's awesome with Facebook ads. So now that we have selected the geographical area, the age group, and the gender, now it's time to actually look at the detailed targeting. And this is when we can really refine the search and have a super targeted audience. Now just click on the word browse, and then you're going to have three options: demographics, interest, and behaviors. Now, the way this works is you basically put your mouse right next to demographic, and it's going to open up a drop down, and you have education, financial, life event, parents, relationship. I think relationship is going to be important, and then work. You can explore all of these, but for this tutorial, I'm going to look at a couple of them that I think are important to me. Education, I don't think that the education level is that interesting for what I'm trying to do, but it may be for you, so look in there. But let's look at financial, and then at financial it opens up income, and let's look at the income. So you could have household income top 10%, top 10 to 25, top 25 to 50, and the top 5%. So I'm gonna select for the purposes of this test the 10 to 25% demographic. Right, and then see, look at the demographics here. It changed it from 120,000 to 5,600 people. That's just the income. See, if I add also the 10% bracket, it's going to increase that. It just went back to 25,000 people. So I can play with this and see, oh, well, 5,600 people is not enough. So I want to include a bigger group of people. So I just take the 10 to 25% income household in the US, and now I have 25,000 people. Right, so same thing with relationships. I'm going to click on the little arrow next to relationship, and it opens up relationship status. I'm just going to simply click on that, and it's giving me all the options that I can select. So obviously, the people that would be interested in divorce counseling are married, so I'm going to select that. Now, as you can see here, it's stacking them up right here. So if you have picked something and you want to take it out, all you have to do is click on the little X right there, and it will remove that setting for your detailed targeting. So far we have the income and we have the relationship status, which is married. Now let's click on browse and then look at other options. Let's look at interest. So I simply click on the little arrow. It's going to open this up. And again here, you can start to dig into this because you can get super granular and super detailed. For the purposes of divorce counseling, I'm going to, and also for the purposes of time, because we could be here like, for 90 minutes doing this video, I'm just going to select a couple of things, but I'm not going to go through all the interest because this is not something that is going to help me right now for this campaign. But for example, you can look at business and industry, and it's going to show you all types of industry. So you could pick people that are into agriculture, architecture, aviation, construction. I mean, you name it, all the major industries are there. So if you want to select people in the construction industry, only men between the age of 20 to 30, you can do that with Facebook ads, and that's just really awesome. And the third one is behavior. So you have demographics, interest, and behavior. So let's click on behaviors, which is anniversary, consumer classification, digital activities, expats, mobile users, multicultural affinity, politics. So you can pick Democrats versus Republican. This is how it's done. Actually people that are doing the Ramadan, soccer interest, and travel interest. So again, I don't need all these for divorce counseling, but I'm going to invite you to kind of play around and see what kind of detailed targeting you can do for your campaign, because there's a lot of stuff that is really interesting here. Okay, so now I've selected the income and the relationship status, and I'm going to go scroll down. You can exclude people, you can narrow an audience, so you could, you could add people, you could exclude people. So you can say, for example, I want to show this ad, but I want to exclude any Republicans, right? I don't want them to see my ad for one reason or another. You can do this by simply clicking on excluding people, right? Personally, when you're first starting out, I don't recommend it. Just keep it simple, but I just wanted to tell you because it's right there. Now you have an option here, which is expand your detailed targeting to reach more people when it's likely to improve performance. I don't recommend that you click that. It's allowing Facebook to do stuff based on what they understand about the algorithm. But for simplicity, I'm just going to say when you're just starting out, don't click on that. It's a little bit more advanced, so just skip on that. If you want to learn more about it, There's a link right there. You just click on it and it will tell you on the right side exactly what this is about, so you can read all about it and exactly how it works. Now, right below that, there is a show more option. So simply click on this and it gives you two options. The first one is the languages. So you're going to go on the right side, click on edit. And then for this is English speaking people. So I'm going to add English and I have the option for UK and US. So this is US. And then the next one is connections. Is it all people, or is it people that like your page, or friends of people that like your page, or exclude people who like your page? I think that the friends of people that like your page is really an awesome connections, because people that already know you, so you could have access to their connections, and I think it's a really great way for you to expand your network. And now once you've done all this, it's time to save your audience. So simply click on the button Save Your Audience, and you can name your audience. So we're going to call it Divorce Counseling, and we're going to call it Women, and we're going to call it 30 to 50, because now when I'm looking at this specific audience, I know it's for divorce counseling, and I know it's for women between the age of 30 to 50 years old. So if I want to create a new audience targeting people from 40 to 60, and then I can figure out which audience I want to target for the new ad. Once that's done, click on Save, and you're done. All right, the next section in your ad is placements. So in the placement tab, you have a couple of options here. You can have the automatic placement, which basically leaves Facebook the option to do it for you, or manual placement. I usually prefer that. And once you click on that, it's going to show you everywhere that it's going to show the ad. As you can tell, it's actually picked everything: Instagram, Messenger, and the audience network, which means that the entire network where Facebook is visible. So I'm going to uncheck audience network, Instagram, and Messenger, because I only want this ad to show in Facebook. And I'm scrolling down here, and this is really something really cool that they've done, because they're showing you how the ad will show, for example, in a Facebook group feed, or in the right column, or in the video feed. So it will show you that. Personally, when I first start with a business owner, I'm going to take it out of the marketplace, out of the video feed, because it's an ad and nobody wants to see an ad in the video feed. The right column, because I don't think it's that effective. And the Facebook group feed, for right now, we're just going to uncheck this. So the only place where we're going to be showing this ad is in the Facebook newsfeed, which is basically where you're scrolling for all your pictures. Now we'll add it in the stories, and I'm going to uncheck that because stories is a different format in terms of how visually it needs to look like. So I'm going to uncheck this. Then there is in stream, and I'm going to take the stream out. I'm going to keep it in the search, because if someone is searching for divorce counseling, or anything divorce related, I want the ad to actually show up. And in article, I'm going to take this out. I don't want the ad to show there. The only places where I want this ad to show is if anyone is searching it, and in the news feed. Now, once you're done with all this, below the placement, there's a show more option. You can click on this and it will show you a couple of options, which is what kind of device that people have. So here you could say, I only want to show this ad of people on their mobile phone, which could be appropriate for some of you, or only when connected to Wi-Fi. We're not going to select anything there, but I wanted to show you what this is. And if it's an option that makes sense for you, I would say select that. Now, after placement comes budget and schedule. For budget and schedule, you have 4 options. You have landing page views, link clicks, daily unique reach, and impressions. For all businesses, when you're starting, please pick link clicks, because this is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to take people from Facebook and take them to the website, because this is where the transaction is going to take place. This is where they're going to call you, or fill out a form, or find out more information about your business. So this is what I want to do. So I want link clicks. But if you're not sure, you can read about all the other 3 and what they do. If that's appropriate to you, you can pick something else. But link click is my recommendation. Underneath that, you have cost control optional. So I'm going to invite you to skip this, because again, again, it's a little bit more advanced, but we can set the budget and schedule right there. And this is where vast majority of business owners are going to be playing the game. So you have two options. You have a daily budget and a lifetime budget. The lifetime budget is I'm going to put in $1,000 and I want you to run this ad until I run out of money, right? This is one option, but I highly recommend a daily budget because this is going to be a lot more effective for what we're trying to do. By default, Facebook has selected $20, but for the purposes of what we're doing here, I'm going to recommend that you start with $5. And then you run this ad for $5 for 7 days. This is what I recommend for your first ad. So $5 for 7 days, that's going to be a whopping $35 budget for your first ad. So right here below, I'm going to select the start date. So I can say I want this ad to start on Monday the 16th. And then it can start at 8 a.m. And then I want it to end a week later on the 16th. So that's going to be the 23rd. And I want it to end at 6 p.m. There you go, right? So this campaign is going to run for $5 a day for 7 days, which is the week I set it right there, right? So what you can see is Facebook is telling you that your ads will run for 7 days and you'll spend no more than $37.08. So you know exactly how much you're going to be spending on this ad. That's awesome. Right below the budget and schedule, you have a show more option. I'm going to click on this. And then what's important here is when you get charged, it's impression or link click. You need to make sure that you're going to select link click. And that is going to be your option because this is what we want to do. So I don't know why by default it's going back to impression, but you need to make sure that you're selecting link click CPC, which is when people are clicking on the ad, then you're going to get charged, right? So when that's done, I'm going to click on continue. All right, so now we're done. And as like you can see here, we've actually moved from campaign to ad set, and now we're in the third tab, which is the ad. It's the actual physical ad. This is what people are going to be seeing. All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to actually create a name for your ad. So again, we're going to call this women 30 to 50, and then we're going to call it West Palm Beach, right? So I know that that specific ad is for women 30 to 50 in West Palm Beach. All right, the next part is identity, and you should see your Facebook page there. So you want to make sure that, for example, if you have multiple Facebook pages, that it actually shows the right one where you want to show this. So for Robin Grain, she would need to pick her own Facebook page. And underneath that, this is where we're going to go and create the ad. So you have three options for the ads. You have a carousel, which is, pictures that are going to be scrolling, or collections of pictures, basically a collage of picture, or a single image or video. All right, so now we're going to pick a single image or video, and I'm going to show you how to source a video for your business without spending a fortune. It's a really cool tip. At an instant experience, we're going to skip on that. And now we're going into the media section. So you want to add the media. I'm going to click on that. But before that, because I want to use a video, I'm going to show you a trick that I do for a lot of business to get a video for their company without spending a fortune. Here's why I want a video. Videos are producing between 1,200 to 1,800% more engagement than a picture and text combined, right? So if I want my ad to work, having a video is going to at least 10 times the number of engagement, which is really what I want. I want to get as much exposure. Now, a lot of people don't use video because, first of all, they don't have videos, or they don't know how to do it, or they think it's outrageously expensive, but you don't have to spend a fortune. I'm going to show you how to do it economically and not breaking the bank. So what I use is a website like pond5.com, which basically offers video footage for sale. Now there's three of them, and I'm going to put a link in the description below. So you have Pond5, you have videvo.net, and then you have this one, which is cover.co. I'm going to put the links in the description. Go see any of those websites. You can download amazing footage at a very low cost, and you can use it with your ads. So let's go back to Pond 5, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing with this divorce counseling. So I'm going here, and I'm going to type in the word divorce, and I'm going to click search. And what it's going to do is it's going to give me all the video footage that they have in their library that is divorce related. So I can put my mouse over this one, and I can buy this 18-second ad for $25. A whopping $25. Or here, the father with the kids. That could actually be a great video for men, right? Targeting men as opposed to women. If you want to target more women, this is the type of stuff you could have, that a man and a woman talking in bed, and apparently they're not happy. Or this one for $39, a couple on the bed. Put my mouse over it, you can see it's just doing this. That's the one I'm going to pick, and I'm going to show you how it's going to look like. Now we've purchased the footage and we've downloaded that footage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and retrieve it. So I'm going to click on Add Media, and then you have Add an Image, Add a Video, or Add from a Catalog. So I'm going to add a video. And as you can see, I've already tested this, but so I'm going to show you how you do it. You simply click on Upload, and then you're going on your desktop. I'm going to go and retrieve the video. I'm going to click on Open. And there you have it. Now what it's doing is it's downloading the video and it's putting it inside the media portion. And in a few seconds, we're going to see the video. And then you can see there are some recommendation here for best practices. And it says that the ideal recommended length is 15 seconds or less. So we're at 18 seconds, which is why I'm telling you that those videos that are actually super short, like 10 to 20 seconds, are actually awesome for Facebook ads. And now we're going to scroll to the next part, which is the text and link. So this is where we're going to actually create the ad. So obviously here on the right side, you can see the mobile news feed. You can see the desktop feed. If you click on that little button here, you will see how it's going to look on a desktop versus the mobile. So it's going to look different. And here we have an opportunity to add some text, a headline, and a description, and obviously the link to the website. So let's put the link first. And I'm going to show you why we're doing the link first, right? So I'm going to take the link and then I'm going to paste it right there. And there you go. Perfect. So now what it's doing is it's adjusting and adding the domain name underneath with a call to action, with a learn more button. But as you can see here, it's adding divorce coaching and advice, Robin Grain, JD, CDFA, which is the optimization on the website. So that's not ideal for a business because that's not divorce coaching and advice. I mean, I could use different words there that would be more impactful. So let me show you how that's done. I'm going to go back on our website and I'm going to scroll down because I know that there is an opening paragraph that is really interesting here. We've done some work on the website to get the messaging right. So I'm going to take this part, this opening paragraph text here. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it in the primary text right there. Whoops, I just added a text. And then you can see here, it's adding this text right above the video. So it's saying, think your marriage is ending. If you don't know what to do and are tortured by indecision, you're not alone. Let's talk, right? But now I have an option for a headline. So in the headline, what I'm going to use is my marriage over? Copy. I'm going to paste it there. And I'm going to the next one and look, instead of the default meta title from the website, it's using my text, which is a lot more impactful. But then I have an option to add a description underneath. So I am going to do that and I'm going to copy this text here, right, which is something that is on our website. So I'm leveraging everything that's on the website. I'm going to drop this in the description here. And there you have it. So now what it's doing in the mobile version, it's actually cutting it off. But look, if we change to the desktop feed, you can see all the text. So it says robingrain.com is my marriage over. It has a little bit of text. There's the button learn more here and there's a text above. We're almost ready to go. This ad is going to be awesome for us because it's got a nice 18-second video. It's got a text above, the text below, and a call to action. We're almost there. Now, right below the domain name, we have a section which is the call to action section. So we could change the call to action from being learn more to apply now, book now, contact us, donate now, download, get offer, get quote, or get showtimes. Learn more is appropriate for what we're trying to do, but you can change the call to action to be appropriate for what you're trying to do. All right, now we're on to the next section. The next section is languages. So if, for example, if you're catering to a very large Brazilian population and you want to translate your ad in Portuguese, which would be appropriate, or a big Spanish community like we have in Miami and you want to have your ad translated in Spanish, this is where you add a language and you could add your translation directly in the Facebook ad. And last but not least, it's the tracking option. And this is where the Facebook pixel becomes important. And this is where we actually want to turn that on. Again, the Facebook pixel is going to display the ad to people that have already visited your website. Now, they may not like your page. They may not know anything about you from a Facebook standpoint, but maybe a week or a month ago, they were looking for something about divorce counseling or whatever business you're doing, and they landed on your website, read the blog, and now they're back to Facebook and browsing. What we want to do is we want to put the ad in front of them, retarget them, and reinforce that we are a good option for them if they want to hire our services. So all you have to do here is once your Facebook pixel is installed, you basically click on this and you're good to go. And that's pretty much it. At the end, you simply want to click on confirm and you're done. Your ad is set. All right, so there you are, you're go now. Once you've clicked on the last button, you're back to your dashboard where you're seeing all your campaigns. So this campaign is actually scheduled. We scheduled it for tomorrow to run for 7 days. So it will run automatically. You will see those ads. These ads will be displayed to your target audience. And after 7 days, what you're going to do is you're going to go and look at the results. All right, so that does it for today. This is how you create an ad on Facebook for your business. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. And until next time, ciao.